Good afternoon, good evening, good night to all the users and our audiences hearing me out today on this auspicious occasion of World Environment Day. Your host, Shireen Lakhani, for today, welcoming you all to our webinar series for today. I would like to start this webinar today by the famous saying by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru: to awaken the people, women must be awakened. Once she takes her step, the family moves, the village moves, the country moves. It's oriented towards development. So, without moving forward and without any delay, let us start with our guest speaker. Let me introduce you all to Dr. Anar Mehta. She is the president of WICCI NRI Council. Our beautiful and elegant president, Miss Anar, was born in Boston, United States, but her roots brought her back and she made Bharat her Karma Bhumi. Let's hear more from her and welcome her on stage. Dr. Anar, the stage is all yours.
Yeah, hello everyone. Wish you all a very happy Environment Day. Today we are going to talk about the sustainable ecosystem. So let me just brief you about that. Actually, the ecosystem that supports a sustainable life example is able to meet the needs of the present population and the future population without any assistance from outside the ecosystem is known as sustainable ecosystem. Now I'm going to be very brief in my speech. I want to give our wonderful speakers much time. So I want to actually say that rural women's empowerment may stimulate farm and rural entrepreneurship and promote environmentally friendly and resilient farming. Gender equality initiatives should be supported by policymakers to diversify and increase women's participation in green farming and rural entrepreneurship, which will support our environment. Undertaking reforms to give women equal rights to economic resources as well as access to ownership and control over land and other forms of property, financial services, inheritance and natural resources in accordance with national laws will also support the environment. Throughout the world, women oversee the management of forest and agricultural land and the provision of water, food and fuel. Women are more concerned about environmental issues. Their contribution to biodiversity preservation is significant and we should take advantage of that. Traditionally, women have been stewards of the land, particularly in the rural areas, where they are often responsible for farming, gardening, and preserving natural resources. Their deep connection to the land and environment has led to the development of sustainable practices that help protect biodiversity. Women's empowerment contributes to environmental sustainability by recognizing gender-specific impacts of climate change, promoting green policies, sustainable finance, and infrastructure that support women's needs, enhancing economic empowerment, and reducing environmental externalities. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Sorry for the interruption. So, ecological sustainability involves restoring the structure and process of ecosystems, consumption on ecosystems, by making change that help us reduce waste and or air pollution. So I think that climate change should be very important on this World Environment Day, and women's participation is very important and very significant to change the world around us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anarji. That was really great. So, in say about a minute, if I say what you just said to just summarize it, that women are basically agents and solution makers. So, basically, if they want to change something, it can happen. So, we are all here to basically make ourselves that solution makers.
And I think, Shirin, women give greater priority to protection of and improving the capacity of nature, maintaining farming lands and caring for nature. They're caring nature and environment of the future.
That's totally true. I really agree on that.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Anarji. That was really wonderful. Let's keep moving. Let's hear some more about the same thing from our Vice President, Achila ji. So, Achila ji, your stage now.
Thank you so much, Renji, for the introduction and great start of this show. It's a pleasure to join you all on this World Environment Day. Warm welcome to all my sisters present here and Anaji after a long time. Global theme of World Environment Day, as we know all, is land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience. At present, our ecosystem is facing mainly three kind of issues: the crisis of climate change, the crisis of nature and biodiversity loss, and the crisis of pollution and the waste which we are creating in every second. These crises are affecting everyone, everywhere: the rural communities, smallholder farmers, as Anaji told, poor, and poor are the one who are hit hardest. As a result of climate change, droughts are increasing in frequency of duration. At the same time, heavy rain, which we heard recently a lot of place, and flooding is also becoming very common because of the unpredictable weather. But there is no denying that women are also leading the fight to save our planet. In every society worldwide, women and girls are responding more effectively, efficiently in times of crisis, and actively working towards creating a more just and sustainable future for all. Research indicates that empowering women significantly impact communities and society worldwide. Countries become greener in policy, local economy grow, children are healthier, and education level improve, all of which are foundation for a more our sustainable future. It has been seen that many of the places where women are taking a lead, even if they are making a small self-help groups in the villages also, people are becoming more sensitive toward the damages they do to the environment because of the awareness they are creating in that particular area. We can only ensure good health and long life to our future generation if we protect and preserve environment. By environment, I mean every part of the sphere that we call our home: soil, water, stones, mountains, animal, fishes, all are a part of the environment and equally significant in their own beautiful way. Today, I'm here to listen the views from our expert panelists from various parts of the world, and as well as from different lines of professions also. So, eagerly waiting for that. With this, I would like to end my words with the hope that WICCI NRI Council, Sustainable Future Foundation, Shushti Bharat, and other supporting organizations will be able to contribute more in efforts to restore our ecosystem and reverse the environmental damage happened over decades. Thank you so much, Renji. Over to you.
Thank you, Achila ji. So, in one line, I would say the climate crisis is not gender, it's basically neutral. Do you agree to that?
Yes, I do agree, but the women have more solution.
So let's make all women get more solution makers into this, and let's keep moving forward. Let's welcome Dr. Kanan Shah. As you all know, she is very well known in Sydney at the moment with her mid-year concert, from ranging of students from youngsters to our age. So we had a very great time while learning from Dr. Kanansha. So over to you, Dr. Kanansha. We would like to hear more about from you. The stage is all yours. Dr. Kanan, I think you're on mute.
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me now? Yeah. I just wanted to check whether I can screen share or do I just upload the slides? How do I
You
do
can
that?
try sharing the screen. Is there an option of showing present
Yes.
over there?
I can share the screen. Entire. Okay. I'll start the thing. This. eh, Okay. Can you all see that?
1 minute.
No, still
1 minute. One
not.
minute.
But
Is it
Oh,
okay.
good.
visible now?
Yes, all good.
Is it
Looks
visible
like,
for everyone?
yeah, I think we can see that.
Okay. Perfect. So happy World Environment Day to everyone, and a very warm welcome from me from Sydney on the occasion of World Environmental Day. A very warm welcome to all the lovely ladies joined online. As we all have known that we are the mover and shakers of this world, our families, our society, and our ecosystem. The reduction of the capacity of the environment to meet social and ecological objectives and needs. This is a particular definition of environmental degradation by UN International Strategy for Disaster Reduction. So basically, the environment is not able to cope the needs and objectives of what we need in our day-to-day life. That brings to a question that what is sustainability? We talk about environmental sustainability, stability, using of green and public transport, sustainable industrialization, use of renewable energy, wastewater treatment and reuse, waste recycling and reuse, international cooperation, ecological restoration, and ecotourism. But above all, the most important thing that we all might need to change is behavioral change in our day-to-day life. That's the main thing that will lead to sustainability. And of course, that comes to a question that what is the importance of sustainability? It is important because we all know that it protects our environment, it strengthens our economy, it improves our health, and it builds social equality. And it's also important for preserving our planet and natural resources like air and water. Building a sustainable future and cultivating sustainable ways of living will reduce the pollution and protect the plants and animals that are very essential apart from us human beings. And this days, as challenging as it is, women have put their foot forward in absolutely every field, starting from political to corporate and climate activist. In other words, they are involved in policy making, corporate strategies, and decision making roles for sustainability. We also have women as educator in spreading environmental awareness and environmental activists as well. Women like Wangari Maathai, if you, most of us have heard about that, her, who's running a Green Belt movement, and Lisa Dyson, who is running carbon transformation technologies, as well as there are many women-led cooperatives for sustainable farming in India. They are the prime examples of involvement of women in local environmental movements and community-based sustainable practices. We also know many female entrepreneurs from, for example, Ellen Fisher from Sustainable Fashion, who are also driving green technology. They are supporting green technologies. On the other hand, we have female entrepreneurs leading green businesses. that come up with innovative solutions by addressing environmental challenges. As we also know that Bina Agrawal is an ecofeminist and economist. There are female rangers in Africa protecting wildlife and have a significant role in wildlife conservation and biodiversity protection. At the same time, we also know that there are women-led biodiversity conservation projects in Latin America. But this was all about, the developed country. How about the developing countries? As Anarji mentioned, that in developing countries as well, women collect the needed materials for their daily uses by having direct connection with the natural environment. They collect the products of dead tree plants, which does not give any harm to the existing trees as well as to the forest. They know exactly how to collect their needs and use them without affecting the environment. They're also water collectors and carriers. They collect water for drinking, sanitation, and for domestic purposes, at the same time taking care of the water and not polluting them. They're also responsible for storing and deciding their uses in a what you call profitable way. These women already have the knowledge about their environment, but they need training and information in different areas, such as soil survey, assessment of degradation and agriculture training, management of forestry, hydrology, etc., etc. So why empower women? Well, women are more vulnerable to environmental degradation and climate change, but they also have different perspectives, concerns, and ideas for change. They are the key influencers in communities, starting from their own family, as a daughter, as a wife, as a mom, as a mother, as a friend, a community member, an employee, an entrepreneur, and as a leader. Until they are taken aboard and women empowered to play a full part in decision making at all levels, environmental sustainability will remain a distant goal. There is a strong link definitely between gender equality and sustainable development. What this empowered movement can bring to the society? They can bring economic growth and poverty reduction. There is increased workforce participation. When women are empowered and given equal opportunities in workforce, they contribute to the economic growth. And then diverse workforces are more innovative, productive, more sustainable. Poverty elimination. Empowering women can lift the entire family out of poverty. We know that most of the women reinvest a significant portion of their income in their families, improving education, health, and nutrition. They do improve health. They do bring about improved health and education. Empowered women have better access to healthcare, which improves their own health and in turn increases the health concerns of the children. That creates a healthier population overall, again helping towards sustainability. Women who are empowered are more likely to prioritize education for their children, especially girls, leading to a more educated and skilled workforce, which can contribute to sustainability. Again, they have a major role in environmental sustainability. Women, particularly in rural and indigenous communities, often play a key role in managing natural resources. Empowering them can lead to more sustainable practices and conservation efforts. They do bring about climate change mitigation as well. They are disproportionately affected by climate change. Empowering them with knowledge and resources can enhance community resilience and adaptive capacity to environmental changes. They do bring about social equity. Empowered women do bring social equity and justice. Empowering women contributes to gender equality, which is a fundamental aspect of a just and equitable society. And thereby, they are better able to advocate for the rights and protect themselves against violence and exploitation. They do bring political stability and governance at the same time. Women's participation in political and decision-making processes leads to more inclusive and representative governance. This can result in policies that address the needs of broader segment of the population. They can participate in the policy making in sustainable future. Research shows that when women are involved in peace processes, there's higher likelihood of long-term peace and stability. Of course, cultural and societal benefits are always on the prime of the sustainable future. Women bring diverse perspectives and experiences to problem solving and innovation, enriching cultural and societal development. Empowered women serve as a role model, inspiring future generations to strive for equality and sustainability. At the same time, they also benefit to businesses and economic benefits. Companies with greater gender diversity in leadership tend to perform better financially. Empowering women can lead to the development of new markets, especially in sectors traditionally dominated by men so far. But how do we empower women? Educating is the prime and the topmost thing that helps girls and women to understand more on sustainability. Though they have the basic knowledge about it, but educating more would help them. Capacity building programs for women in STEM fields, encouraging more women to enter sustainability fields, supporting women in leadership and innovation, strengthening community based approaches towards empowering women and making them more understand about the sustainability factors, supporting women led initiatives in all fields of sustainability, building a global network of empowered women for sustainability, which you already are doing, which is what WICCI, I just figured out that it's doing that right now. But there would be challenges and barriers, like gender inequality and access to resources, obviously, societal and cultural barriers at different parts of the world, need for more inclusive policies as we fight towards it. But then there are solutions at the same time. Solutions are definitely education and training programs, gender inclusive policy making, support networks and funding for women led initiatives, mentorship and support networks. And so, with a vision that achieving gender equality and environmental sustainability hand in hand can lead to a very well balanced, sustainable ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Karanji. That was really, really so thoughtful and so energetic in letting us know literally a whole global initiative of each and every women perspective. So thank you so much. Hope I'm audible. Can everyone hear me out?
Yes, yes, I can
Yes.
hear you.
Perfect. So moving forward, let's hear much about this upcoming topic from our keynote speaker, Dr. Nabad. Dr. Nabad, we have known you, or I should say, I have known you since my childhood. So we've grown up together, we've been buddies in the same community. And I would say what you have done for the community cannot be explained in words or cannot be put forward in words. So, with all heartfelt wishes and gratitude from my side, I welcome you on the stage. The stage is all yours.
I think that was a little more said about me. I would just say I'm just another human being. In fact, I feel I'm the smallest among all on stage here with all mammoths and people with so much knowledge about, when Shireen actually approached me about this topic, I felt as an obstetrician or as a gynecologist, this is totally not my forte. आप मुझे PCO के बारे में पूछो, menopause के बारे में पूछो, I will talk like that. And this was just not my topic. But then I remembered that I am a woman, and it is important for me to word my voice about this important mantra, which is save the planet. So I think one, I'm going to thank Shireen and the whole committee to have me here. Two, you'll have to excuse me for not going into too much of technicalities, and I'm going to speak my heart out about what a woman, a sustainable ecosystem is going to do all about. I leave the technicalities to all of you because you all are the better speakers on that. So, I think when I was browsing or when I was pondering about what I have to speak, I realized, in fact, I asked Shireen the topic 3 times, and I'm sorry about that, because it showed me 3 heavy words, words which were universes in themselves. One, women; two, sustainable; and three, ecosystems. So, sustainable, as Dr. Kannan also just mentioned, sustainability is, simply said nowadays, is not doing less harm, it is doing more good. We are not here to do less harm, we are here to do more good. Second, ecosystems. Now, who can compete with God? The whole, tapestry of intricate elements and species and habitats, it's as if they are all knitted together. Now, being a doctor, I'm sorry, I can't take any other example than the human body. A human body to function well requires each of its organs to be in synergy, and so does the ecosystem. Be it from the smallest pollinator to the largest apex predator, each have their niche, each have their place, and they have to be in line to tune to this dance of life, the beautiful dance of life which God, the creator or nature, is taking care of. So that was ecosystems. Now the third is women, the big word. So although women over the last, I think from even beyond our recollection, women have always been personified as a powerful part of nature or part of ecosystems, be it being Mother Earth, being it earth goddess, be it the mother river, which is in Chinese, and even in Greek it's always a woman. So then women is part of the ecosystem. How can you separate them and create to save an ecosystem? So I think from that ages old humanity tradition to coming down to, as Dr. Kannan again mentioned, the women of 1730s, where Amrita Devi was beheaded because she caught hold of the trees, or the Chipku movement, which we have very commonly heard in school, where the Garhwal ladies and Gauri Devi and all started hugging the trees. I think we women are extra dramatic. हम लोग को कुछ नहीं काटने देना है तो उसको जाके हक कर लिया. I mean, women, would men do that? So I think all, in spite of all the pivotal role that they have been playing, not only to save the environment, also to save their homes. Like in Kenya, I think again all a very common example where the Kenyan ladies refused to grow coffee and they wanted to grow their home needs. They oppose the government, they oppose the husband, सबको oppose करके to save their ecosystems, they to save their environments. Then be it the hydroelectric power project that was opposed. Again, see, a hydroelectric power project was logically a scientific progress, isn't it? But then still, women opposed it. Why? Because any destruction to the planet is not an investment. That is a temporary benefit. And I think hum log ke in medical field, again, science mein, in my patient counseling, I keep saying everything is a side effect of science. So be it deforestation, be it the climate changes, each of the summers getting worse, each of the winters getting worse, the ozone layer going away, everything is a side effect of science. So we have to remember that a science which is damaging our planet is to be stopped. Now, there was another common thing between women and ecosystems. I don't know if you all have ever put a thought on it. Both are silent. Women were silent. At least now we are talking. We are voicing our thoughts. We are fighting for our place. We are finding decision-making positions for ourselves. But what about the ecosystem? It can't speak. So isn't it time that we must speak for them, and we will speak for them? And I think that's what we are doing here today. All of us trying to speak for our ecosystems. So I think that was another very intricate connection between ecosystems and women, and why women should be taking up the role of saving ecosystems. Initially, at a first thought, I thought ecosystem and women को क्यों बचाना चाहिए, ये तो जेंडर बायस होना नहीं चाहिए. But then that's because I think we innately are born with it. From conserving things to making waste and best out of waste, I think women are born with it. And if you don't involve a woman, leave alone the status that you're giving them, you are keeping the solutions away. So if you need the innovative solutions, involve us. It's as simple as that. Then, coming to maybe some of the ways that women can be change makers. Now, Dr. Kannan has spoken so much about all that we can do. I'm just going to say 4 simple things. As I said, technicalities I leave to you stalwarts. मैं अपने नॉलेज से छोटा मोटा बोलती हूँ. एक, पॉपुलेशन एक्सप्लोजन को बचाना है. That is one major thing that is in our hands as women. We can take charge of it today, especially because methods are available. And population explosion prevention is one of the major important steps towards preserving our ecosystems. Second, I will interestingly put it as local to global. घर पे तो करते ही हैं. We save fuel, पंखा बंद किया, वेस्ट का सब किया, everything. We are doing everything at home. How about taking it to the globe and making the globe your home? Interesting? Local to global. I mean, everything, be it in air, as in we make sure that our home environments are airy, we have windows, we have clean cooking fuel, we are using eco-friendly stuff, we are using good waste managements. So locally to kar rahe hain. How about implementing it in the community, in the city, in the state, in the globe? Local to global. How about water? Clean water. Again, see, from women long back, jab water उठा के आते थे पहले, a few feet away से, then few miles away से, and now we get it in our tap. Some of us rural women are still carrying water. The cleanliness of the water, the purification of the water, the conservation of the water is our responsibility as caregivers and homemakers, and that only women can do. So, I mean, what empowering! It is in our power. उसमें कोई शक ही नहीं है. So water. Then the third is now forest. Now whatever I said now is implicated to both rural and urban. But what about the forest? The rural India, which is usually the bigger component, the forests are all taken care by the women. Men may have their names, but ultimately the connection of the deforestation and the afforestation and all the decision makings are usually the women who have a good role in it. And so it is very important, as all 3 of the earlier speakers importantly said, that we should have decision making policies. Women should be part of it, and then obviously you get the solutions. The fourth, obviously being a doctor, health to chhod nahi sakti main. So health, where do you come? Air, water, food, everything. You don't have clean water, or you have scarcity of water, or you have impure air, everything leads to a disease. So as women, another thing that Dr. Karan very aptly said, that women are multitaskers, As women, if I start noting down what a woman is all about, it's going to take 10 minutes in that only. So as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, as a homemaker, whatever. Now, your role as a healthcare protector is also important. So the family's health is in your hands. Importance of air, water, and foodborne diseases, be it choleras, be it diarrheas, be it cancers, be it lung issues, everything is based on your ecosystems there. One more thing I would like to say here is, usually as women, I think, I don't know whether it is me or I think all of us, We talk about अपन family का protection कर रहे हैं, we are protecting our communities, we are protecting the whole world. What about us, are we important? A healthy woman is the pillar of a healthy family, and that is something that we always ignore. When women are going out to work in an agricultural place, the pesticides, especially DDT and DDE, are high reasons for having breast cancers. Can we prevent that? Yes, we can. We can be the policymakers there. We can be the one who are avoiding it. Again, miscarriages. So it's affecting our future generations. So health hazards, not only to the family but also to us, is important. The last and the fifth one, I was hoping to hear about this actually. What about period products? One of the major problem in our ecosystem. Hundreds of years it takes once a pad is disposed into a landfill, and it is causing so much of emission and so much of destruction. What about the period products? Can we do something about it directly? Directly. We can use cups, we can use period panties, we can use cloth pads. It's in our hands. And that is something that we don't need to wait for anyone to make us a decision maker. We are the decision maker. So period products is one of the major problem of ecosystem damage, and it is one thing that I think all of us should take charge upon. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult. I keep talking about it, but I have not switched yet. But I think it's time that we should all. And while I was thinking about talking about it, I actually thought, okay, chalo, it's time. Maybe that is the one change that I'm going to make for myself, because you may dig a hole, you may plant a tree, you may water it, and you may grow the plant. Unless you have grown it, you have not done anything. So I think just talking about it is not important. It is important that we implement it on ourselves. And that is extremely crucial. I feel one drop, one person making a change may feel that it is small, but each small change is going to make that difference. Also, as humans, echo and ego is something that we need to understand. We need to understand that in the web of the ecosystem, we are not the creators, we are just one of the thread. We're just one of the thread. So unless we actually keep our thread in sync with all the other things around us and stop thinking that we are the owners or the top of the triangle, I think we need to be in synergy, and then we'll have a beautiful life ahead. Another important thing also Dr. Karan has mentioned is education. Not only education of us, not only education of us about how waste can be managed, or how fuel can be preserved, or how forests can be conserved, or any of those. Also, it is our responsibility as women to pass on the knowledge to our future generations. And unless they are empowered, we are not going to have a healthy mother earth to live on. And be it small things like closing the tap, or switching off the lights, preserving in every small way. Unless you teach your generations ahead, it is not going to move forward. So only working ourselves is not important, educating ourselves is not important. It is also important to empower our future generations, and that is obviously work of the women. Another important thing I feel, that in today's time we are at a point where no human race was more aware of how much damage we are doing than how educated we are about it, and also how much power we have to change it. So let's use it. I think I would just like to end with a very sweet line that I read somewhere, which says, what we stand on is what we stand for. It's so beautifully written that what we stand for is what we stand on. So let's stand for our Mother Earth and create a beautiful, sustainable ecosystem, because it is just us to do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nawad. What an emotional aspiration, inspiration. I don't have words. I really feel that I really don't have words. I have fallen short on words. Thank you so much. And I really wanted to say one more thing before we move forward. Uh, Dr. Nabad is also a founder of Marham, and she has taken this initiative to basically, get silence out of resilience. So she's the aspiration. She's been doing that for quite a long number of years now. So a heartfelt gratitude from our side. Thank you so much, Dr. Nabad. Moving forward, let's keep our ball rolling. I know that we all are in different time zones, and almost half of us are almost closer to our bedtimes, but let's keep the ball rolling without any further delay. So let me welcome our next speaker, Padmaja ji, on board and hear a few more things about our topic of today. So Padmaja ji, the board is all yours today.
Thank you, Shireen, for inviting me again on a beautiful day where we talk about, empowering women for a sustainable ecosystem. What a day to talk about, and what a day to be with the amazing women who are amazing panelists for today. And I'm really liking the way first Anarji started with a beautiful note along with Ashlaji. And Dr. Kannan, she spoke so well about the main spotlight on why women have to be involved in this. And coming to the beautiful lady, Dr. Nawad, you spoke so well, and you have put spotlight on everything. And it was so amazing. As a doctor, I think you must be, apart from being a gynecologist, you must be an amazing empathetic doctor. I can see that you were very silent, and the way you have put the spotlight on the main things by just very nicely expressing the word and things where we have to really look at this point of time. So thank you so much again, Shireen. Always I look forward to be among you. So not taking much time, I would talk about more emphasize on women. Why as women, why we have to stand by, and why we have to together hold in hands to take this ecosystem and give a better world to the future generations. So the gender equality and women's empowerment are basic fundamental rights and prerequisites to meeting sustainable development goals around the world. It is now necessary to ensure women and men are effectively and equally included in sustainable ecosystem management. This is again all the management where I don't believe that okay, we talk about gender bias, we talk about many things, but again here this is the focal point where we have to involve everybody, men, women, children, everybody has to play a role for a better world. So if women are not included in assessing and managing resources, they risk losing their livelihoods with increasing risk of social, cultural, and legal barriers they face. They have very few options than men for accessing alternative livelihood options on sustainable ecosystem. Again, here we talk about activism and momentum, where sustainable ecosystem has grown tremendously over the years. This is, again, I understand from statistics I was just going through, 51.1% of our population being female. That means it's half of it. To unite as a global nation and combat these prevailing issues, we need to work together. We as women have to come together, and especially we as women leaders should reach out to more women and empower each other, as women can influence the peers and influence their homes and the future generations for a sustainable future. I think you all will agree with me on this, because a woman can, being part of the family, she can influence the family, immediate family, and educate her children by focusing and talking about all these and taking this major crisis and in the things where it has to be addressed immediately, because again we have to give a better world to the future generations. Women ideas, campaigns, actions, and voices need to be heard and brought to a forefront to spark the momentum, but to keep it going for a more ideas and to generate creative ideas for a bright future. We need to work very closely with different women and self-help groups for a better ideas, utilizing women in decision making, activizing the movements, and as to reach sustainable goals and global community. We need to educate, empower, and eradicate. So when I talk about the 3 E's, where we educate, empower, and eradicate the traditional mindsets, break the traditional system, because behind each strong women, sorry, one second, there is a role in nurturing and grooming for a sustainable future. Gender education allows women break down and cultural beliefs. As we women leaders, we need to reach out to more women in rural areas too, to break the stereotypes and empower each other, because mostly we go by stereotype roles every day. So we have to really reach out. If we have to in why I emphasize on rural women is they have resources, but sometimes the exact policies are, they might not know about the system and to reach out. So when we have the knowledge to reach out and empower them, they have the resource, we can together work together for a better ecosystem. So still unaware of the rights, because they are still unaware of the rights, capabilities, and potentiality, including her in certain decision making, can negative affect the community and society. Women contributing areas are extremely valuable, as they are half of the 50% of the population is female. To unite to combat the environmental issues and social change, we need as many contributions and solutions as possible to break the stereotypes again. Government and businesses and private citizens worldwide are marshalling sustainable resources to create a better place. We need to reach out and combat the present system, coming together for a sustainable ecosystem. Recent study suggested that 74% of CEOs around the world either strongly agree or disagree that developed countries should accept more responsibilities and costs. Technologies regulate emissions, finance infrastructure, and encourage resources and conservation. If we fail to tap on the resources and every possibility of interconnected opportunities, here I talk about interconnected because when urban women and rural and the leaders come together, we can really do wonders. It is learning from each other. It is again, you are contributing to the ecosystem. So connected opportunities, we may miss out on chances to achieve sustainability. Human population is growing at an alarming rate. From now, it is about almost 8 billion currently, to we might soon go up to 9.2 billion or 10 billion according to UN. The energy consumption is projected to increase by nearly 140%, which is alarming rate. And the carbon emission will more than double soon. 7.5 gigabyte tons to 19 gigatons. Glaciers and icebergs are melting faster than anticipated. The extreme weather conditions are already devastating the worldwide. Planets and animal ecosystem is already disappearing and becoming extinct. Some of the animal extincts are already, we are seeing the Bengal tiger. There's so many things which already are getting extinct. Don't you think that we have to, human, have to play a very major role to preserve and to, we have to really play a major role in uniting and saving this ecosystem and giving a better world to the future generation. That's what I focus on. So again, neither governments, NGOs, or private businesses nor civic bodies can succeed alone. It is the together effort of each and everyone to bring a sustainable future. That's what it is not about one individual body or individual organizations. Together, when we work and hand in hand, when we globally we are connected. See, again, I always tell, COVID has given so many opportunities. We are connecting. Zoom has been in action. So when we all talk about, when we exchange the ideas, it is, as leaders, we can focus and we can know what is happening in our countries. So we have to play a major role as women leaders. I think you all will agree with me. So in countries vulnerable to impact of climate change, women and girls are disproportionately affected too. I believe that disruptions caused by climate change affect everything from access to education to gender-based violence. Interventions by government leaders, especially from women leaders, should create a gender equality sustainable ecosystem. Lack of access and awareness to the latest technology and giving empowering decision-making access to the women can play a critical role in power solutions. Solutions and immediate spotlight has to be included, making or women and girls in creating community-led gender responsive solutions. As primary caregivers, as Nawad said, we are all women as primary caregivers. If we can help strengthen the overall health of our immediate family members, she spoke very well and about immediate, if we can focus as mother, as a nurturer, as a family caregiver, if we can focus in our health of our immediate family members, I think that's what we are also contributing to the community. That's what I think you all agree to that. So again, precautionary measures. So there is an immediate need to make an inclusive decisions to include women and make her part of her presence in taking decisions in disaster risk management too. Sometimes we as, men or whoever it is, we are not being involved in certain decision making at, we are very clever. We are, as a nurturer, as a nari, as a woman, I think we are better, we play a better role in taking certain decisions, either immediate family members or in contributing, because most of us are working to the community or to, to give a better world. Give women more opportunities to participate in the highest level of decision making, empower more women and girls, harness the revolutionary potential of AI in our fight against climate change. See, again, often women and girls remain largely excluded across life cycle of AI development due to discrimination, social norms, often stopping her from performing her roles diligently. She can do a better, diligently she can play a very critical role, but often she is excluded. In in her decision making, when it comes to decision making solutions. She can give a better role. It's only that, we are often put behind and not given the front seat, even though we might have the best solutions, but often, it is not happening. But there has to be, we have to be given. That's what, where we have to voice our, voice out. And leaky pipeline often plays a pivotal role in female enrollment, from 89.9% to 43.2 in her tertiary education in developing countries. So, Beti Padhao and Beti Bachao by our global leaders to empower themselves is an example where we all should, focus in educating the girl for a sustainable world and ecosystem. So, I emphasize on inclusive society where women have to be included in every decision making roles. So foster future ready skills in women and girls to create a better future for a beautiful ecosystem and for a brighter tomorrow. So I end up with this note, and thank you, Shireen, for giving me an opportunity. And I, the key focus is again why we are talking about empowering women for a sustainable ecosystem. Women and ecosystem we play a very major role in improving and giving the better ecosystem. So I think you all agree on that. And thank you once again, Shireen, Achalaji, and Narji for very meaningful panel discussions today. And thank you.
Thank you, Padmajaji. That was really an awesome debate or panel discussion, I should say, this evening. Let's keep the ball rolling. Before I move forward, let me introduce you to our next speaker. Her name is Kirtida Shah. She's from Perth. She's one of my favorite friends. And apologies that I missed out on you this morning. So I really, really apologize. I wouldn't make that mistake next time. So let's keep moving. She is on our Indian matrimonial side. She runs a few more things in her side. She also does community work. So let's hear more about this topic from her. So, Kitida, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for involving me into today's topic. It is a very touchy topic and also very heart-touching topic for myself as well. I think all of the other speakers has included so many different aspects of the ecosystem and also empowering women and how can we involve the women into a lot of different aspects. Being a health professional, I think my main concern is how can we improve the health system without using a lot of paperwork and a lot of paper plastics. And like every day I see that a lot of plastics we are using nowadays instead of using glass in olden days. We used to use the the glass syringes, but now we use plastic to avoid the infections and etc. etc. There was a history proven that the infection rate has been decreased because of we are using single syringes and also one-time uses for all of those equipments what we are using. But on the other side, we are cultivating a lot of lot of the wastage, lot of the plastic, lot of papers, and using that sustainable future, it is not sustainable because we are cultivating a lot of rubbish end of the day. And then if you see on the both of sides, like one way you are trying to get the infection rate low, but then also are we actually getting less infection because of one way or other. We want to ensure the lot of ways for the mothers and the children to have a sustainable future life. So we can do like promote environmentally conscious healthcare practices for all the healthcare professionals, like if you say pharmacy, physiotherapy, doctors, nursing, and everything. We should also support innovative solutions for sustainable healthcare, foster a culture of sustainability and healthcare, encourage gender equality in healthcare leadership. We should develop the resilient healthcare system for the future, protect the health of our planet and its resources. As I said, um, yes, we are trying to get less infections, but we can use, like I think Nabatsi said very well for the pad. But I think I feel like it's essential, and as well as these syringes and needles as well, which like I see this every day, and every day I feel like, oh, something we should do and something we can do to less using the less bags, like TPN bag, Baxters, and so much rubbish we are collecting every day. We should create a better future for the generation to come. We should also encourage empowering women in healthcare and sustainability, which means educating girls and women about sustainable healthcare practices. Because most of the healthcare workers, if you see that the women are empowering in all of those healthcares, supporting women's entrepreneurship in sustainable healthcare industries, encouraging women to take leadership roles in the healthcare organizations, because always women can see two sides and they have lot of resilience in lot of ways. They can see, I think, I'm not here to bias, but men can only see two sides, women can see four sides. So sometime you can see outside the square as well, which are the other alternatives we can use. What can we do to make the better organization? So that's why encouraging women to take leadership roles in healthcare organization is very, very important. Providing women with access of resources and networks, it is also essential. Celebrating women's achievements in sustainable healthcare, which is um, talk of the day and talk of the year, I would say. By empowering women, we can create a non-sustainable, more sustainable, equitable, and healthy future for all of us. Let's all work together and make this vision a reality. Um, lot of topics has been covered, and for me, I think the touchy for me today is to how do we make the less wastage in healthcare industries. um, and I think that's what the take home for myself today. And I wish you all every very best, and all together we can do more sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kirtida. That was really inspiring, and also letting us know that women should basically take their step ahead in the health industry. I would say I have taken a step ahead, and I'm getting into studying my enrolled nursing. So I've taken that step ahead this year. So thank you so much, because I have been with all of you lovely ladies, and I always hear about, getting into the health. Though I am into a field where I'm already an AIN nurse, I do disabled care with national disability over here. But I thought, no, it's now time for me to move ahead into my career and do something where I can basically, support my community more. So thank you so much, Kirtida. Let's
Thank you.
keep the ball rolling. I know Ashraf has been eagerly waiting because she's got something special to show us on a video clip. So we thought we'll see the video clip on a very larger scale and keep her a little more waiting, a little more patiently waiting, I should say, so that we can hear her at the end with all her new views of what she is going to tell us about kids, about what she thinks on our topic of today. So let's keep the ball moving. And Ashraf, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Shirin. I would like to thank the WICCI NRI Council. I would like to thank my host for inviting me for this presentation and contributing my ideas. Achala ji has been very kind enough to be my sarthi, my support structure during this presentation. Thank you so much for that. I request you to share my presentation and play my videos as well. Thank you so much, Shirin, for that bright idea of including me right at the end so that we could show the videos as well. Now, being an educator, I will always share stories with you. And I want to share a short story with you about a teacher who entered his classroom and suddenly asked the kids to do an assignment for them. All right, this is based on a movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Pay It Forward. All right, and this is an art history teacher, and he enters his class and tells the children suddenly that think of one bright idea that can change the world. All right, and I'm inviting you to do that right now. Think of one bright idea. Execute one bright idea that you have picked up from today's session that you would like to implement in your life and transform the world. All right. Now, when I was told what is the time frame for this presentation, I was told it's going to be 10 minutes. All right. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? Like there's so much to talk about as far as the environment is concerned. So I have a magical fundamental idea that I use always as a trainer and a teacher educator and a parent coach. I try to focus on the depth of things rather than only looking at covering up the breadth without focusing on what's important. All right. So I am going to share one bright idea with you since we are all women and we are looking at women who are caregivers for children. And of course, men can implement this idea too. Before I share that bright idea, I want you to envision the world that has been gifted to us by Mother Nature. All right, I'm referring to the planet Earth as Mother because, traditionally we have done that and we have received a lot from our parents, especially our mom. So I want you to think about what all has been gifted to us by our planet Earth. All right, Achala ji, can we move to the next slide, please? The exotic beauty of our planet Earth. All right, it's given us rivers, mountains, uh, waterfalls, grass, trees, food. You can see the aurora lights. I mean, what not has been gifted to us. All right, and nature has such a beautiful characteristic to it that it naturally heals us. And I want you to experience this by showing you a short video on the sounds in nature. So, Achala ji, can we move to the next slide and play that video for our guests, please? Trust me, I'm not going to go into technical details. I'm going to make you experience things. So, look forward to that experience. This is a video on the sounds in the forest. All right, the sounds that we hear in the forest. Achala ji, are you able to play the video? Let's be patient. It's worth it. All right, can we have the sound on, please? Are you guys able to hear the sound?
Okay, you cannot hear the sound? I'll try
Yes,
again.
Achala ji. Thank you so much. All right, so no problem. Until the time she tries again, let's imagine the sound of the ocean. All right. All right, that's the sound of the ocean. Let's close our eyes and imagine the sound of birds chirping. I'm sure you would have experienced that somewhere. Let's imagine the sound of a waterfall. Let's imagine butterflies fluttering around the forest. Let's imagine the sound of breeze, the cool breeze that make our lives so comfortable. Let's imagine water, raindrops falling, heavy rainfall. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Achalaji. God bless. Just experience this. Open your eyes gradually. If you can increase the volume, Achalaji. You can open your eyes and see the beautiful nature around us. Achalaji, I'd like you to pause here and please move back to the presentation. This is such a beautiful piece. It goes on for an hour, but of course, I cannot show it to you for an hour. Otherwise, our entire conference will be, like kind of, what do you, sabotage or, taken over. So, can you go to the previous slide, please? That was nature for us that has been gifted to us by our planet Earth. All right, that was the forest, that those were birds, those were animals, those were trees, the waterfall. If we move to the next slide, we will see what are we creating with our planet now. What are we leaving behind in our planet now for our children? There's landfills, there's plastic, there's air pollution, there's water pollution. There are landfills with so much of clothes, not just all the things that we are using. All right. One way or one idea that all of us women can implement to transform the what we are giving to our planet and the environment that we are creating and create a sustainable future for our children and ourselves. One way in which we are contributing to the detriment of our planet is one reason that all women have the power to make decisions about. I remember Padmaja ji talking about how women, as women, we don't have decision making capacity in many aspects of our lives. But this is one aspect of our life in which we have the decision making power. Achala ji, can you move to the next slide, please? How can we as women contribute towards creating a sustainable future for our planet Earth? Let's move to the next slide. You will see surprise. This is day in and day out. We are doing this day in, day out. The impact of fast fashion on our planet Earth. How many of us buy clothes and keep buying clothes the moment the fashion trends change? Maybe not for us, but for our children, for our spouses, for our families, and maybe for our young daughters and our sons. We want them to keep abreast of the latest fashion. And the fast fashion industry is growing to such an extent that we are creating tons and tons of waste clothing which is not used over a period of time and creating 80,000 tons of landfills in several parts of the globe. I just want you to see a few short video clippings to see the impact of this fast fashion, and then we are going to explore some solutions as to what we women and children and families can do in order to curtail this impact. Achala ji, can you please play the first video on this slide for our audiences? It'd be wonderful if you can have the volume turned on because it's important to hear this, and there will be subtitles, of course.
Fast fashion is the second largest polluter in the world just after oil and gas. Fast fashion is a relatively new phenomenon in the industry that causes extensive damage to the planet, exploits workers, and harms animals. Fast fashion is also referred to as throwaway fashion. Fashion used to be something that changed only with the seasons each year, or when you outgrew your clothes. But things speeded up around 2 decades ago. Fast fashion happened. The arrival of fast fashion into our lives made clothes cheaper. It led to a toxic system of excess production and consumption, leading to fashion turning into the world's greatest polluters. 10% of yearly worldwide carbon emissions are linked to the fashion industry, which is more than all international flights and maritime transport put together. About 60% of material made into clothing is plastic, which includes polyester, acrylic, nylon textiles and other synthetic fibers. Make them largest known source of marine microplastic pollution, which are thought to be responsible for 35% of the microplastic pollution in the world's oceans. The dyeing process of fast fashion clothes also involves the use of toxic chemicals. Waste discharge from the textile industry has polluted 70% of freshwater sources in Asia. Even washing clothes releases 500,000 tons of microfibers into the ocean each year, equivalent to 50 billion plastic bottles. An estimated 92 million tons of textile waste are produced annually in the world.
92 million.
So how to avoid fast fashion? Here are the ways you can fight fast fashion and take action to defend the planet. Always shop from sustainable and ethical fashion brands. Buy less. Even the greenest garment uses resources for production and transport to your home, creating some environmental impact. Don't throw your clothes in the normal bins. Most of them consist of synthetic, non-biodegradable fiber and will just pile up in the landfill. Try to repurpose old clothing. A ripped garment can often be repaired or even completely redone with a little creativity. Donate your clothes to your friends, family, neighbors, or to charity. Spread the word and tell your friends about how they can help save the planet.
Achala ji, we can pause here and go back to the presentation. Before I go to the next slide and share some of the ideas that I have picked up from my research online and from literature regarding how we can curb or curtail the impact of fast fashion. By the way, I want to ask the guests and the people who are around watching this video, did anyone find this alarming?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we
And
are doing.
as a textile expert, professional,
Uh,
you have showed a very, you have put a spotlight on this and showing the video. Yes,
mm,
because, don't you all think that as children, at least my mom has practiced, like whatever I had, she used to give to my cousins or my sister to wear my clothes, or like, by maintaining it and all that. But this fast fashion has really taken us by alarming things, where we once or twice I have seen my friends here, because I think maybe easily accessibility and online stores, or
the discounts, the
traveling,
discounts
we
that are
have been
available.
Yeah, we've been like, easily getting in touch with this. And once or twice we use it and we just don't use it anymore. And I think we all have to play a major role here to curb this. And it is the menace, I should say. It is
Yeah,
like,
thank you
to get
so much.
the accessibility.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Padmaja ji. I think a lot of us probably get into fashion, not realizing the impact of it. When I saw these videos for the first time some months ago, I was shocked. Like, I'm a person who likes to design clothes and buy clothes and gift things, and I was like, oh my God, this is the way we are hurting our planet by changing our trends, changing our clothes so frequently. Earlier on, there was a time when we used to buy new clothes based on seasons. All right, winter aa gaya. All right, let's wear
Yeah.
something which is appropriate for winter. Summer aa gaya. All right, let's buy something which is comfortable for the summer. Abroad, they would look at autumn fashion and the spring fashion and latest collections. Now, according to research, fashion trends change almost every week.
Yeah. Yeah. And even
Brands
the
change.
gadgets also, the latest
Yeah.
gadgets, where like
Yes.
before all we when phone has started, the smartphone, we never had smartphone. It was only Nokia which was solving the purpose. But again,
Yeah.
like every time there is new phones which are coming up
We
into the
want to buy
market, and
another one. Yes,
peer pressure
Padmaja.
we are bringing, and we are having the latest gadgets again. I'm so sorry to tell, like we are also get you
Irresponsible.
know playing a
Yeah.
major role in this. We have to
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah, Shirin, you were sharing something. I remember you mentioning about the textile industry, and would you like to share something?
I would say when, I actually saw this, I was like, I would not say that we are changing every week. It's changing every day, every hour,
Seriously.
every hour.
Oh
So
my God.
globally,
Wow.
every hour, there's a new fashion.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And
Unbelievable.
if we have the time, Achala ji, and I'm asking the host as well. I want to show a short aspect of the next clipping, although it's in Hindi, but there are English subtitles, and for the benefit of our audiences, because we know majority of our Indian population is not necessarily having the exposure to the English language. So if we can play a short part of it, if you give me the permission, and then I'll
Yes,
go on to solutions.
I'll just play. 1
Thank you
minute.
so much, Achala ji. This is very interesting.
कचरा है, बट ये कचरा नहीं, ये कपड़े हैं।
यस, चिले के एटाकामा डेजर्ट में इतने कपड़े डंप होते हैं कि वो अब स्पेस से भी दिखता है। इस डेजर्ट लैंडफिल में 60,000 टन कपड़े हैं जिसे आप स्पेस से भी देख सकते हैं।
इनमें कोई डिफेक्ट नहीं है, ये अच्छे खासे कपड़े हैं। इनमें प्रॉब्लम बस ये है कि इन्हें किसी ने नहीं खरीदा और फैशन इंडस्ट्री ने इन्हें रिजेक्ट कर दिया। ऐसा ही एक डंप कीनिया में भी है। मुझे ये समझ नहीं आता कि अच्छे खासे कपड़े फेंके क्यों जाते हैं। मैंने थोड़ा रिसर्च किया तो मुझे पता चला द डार्क ट्रूथ ऑफ फैशन।
कपड़े, फैशन, लाइफस्टाइल, आज की दुनिया में इन चीजों की हद से ज्यादा कीमत है और ये कीमत चुकाने के लिए सिर्फ पैसे काफी नहीं, दुनिया के 10% एमिशंस के लिए फैशन इंडस्ट्री जिम्मेदार है। आज का वीडियो इसी फैशन इंडस्ट्री के एक ट्रेंड के बारे में है जो हमारी पूरी दुनिया को डिस्ट्रॉय करने वाला है। बात हो रही है फास्ट फैशन की।
क्या होता है फास्ट फैशन, इसका हमारी लाइफ पर क्या असर होता है और इससे हमें क्या फर्क पड़ता है। हम दुनिया के प्रॉब्लम्स को एक आसान भाषा में आपके सामने लाना चाहते हैं और उनके बारे में सॉल्यूशंस भी डिस्कस करना चाहते हैं। अगर आपको हमारी बातें अच्छी लगती है तो प्लीज चैनल को सब्सक्राइब या फॉलो करना ना भूलिए। ये आपके लिए तो फ्री है लेकिन इससे हमारी बहुत हेल्प होती है। चैप्टर 1, क्या है फास्ट फैशन?
How about getting your shipping rates calculated in 30 seconds? How about quick quotes?
Oops, extremely sorry about that.
इंडस्ट्री $2.5 ट्रिलियन की हो चुकी है। दुनिया का सेकंड रिचेस्ट इंसान एक फैशन ब्रांड का मालिक है। अगर एक ग्राफ पर फैशन इंडस्ट्री की ग्रोथ को देखें तो एक ट्रेंड साफ दिखता है। 1900 से लेकर 1950s तक फैशन इंडस्ट्री काफी स्लोली ग्रो हुई, लेकिन पिछले 25 सालों में इंडस्ट्री 230% से ग्रो हुई है। ये चमत्कार हुआ कैसे? फास्ट फैशन से।
फास्ट फैशन यानी वो स्टाइल जो फास्ट मूव करते हैं, ट्रेंड में जल्दी आते हैं और उतने ही जल्दी ट्रेंड से चले भी जाते हैं। ये पूरी तरह से एक वेस्टर्न कॉन्सेप्ट है। पहले फैशन के 4 सीजन्स हुआ करते थे, स्प्रिंग, समर, ऑटम एंड विंटर। वेस्टर्न देशों में 1980s तक वेदर के हिसाब से फैशन बदलता था।
द पॉइंट वॉज सिंपल, गर्मी में कोट नहीं पहन सकते और विंटर्स में बॉक्सर्स पहनकर रास्तों पर नहीं घूम सकते। फैशन वॉज यूटिलिटेरियन, लेकिन 1990s आते आते ट्रेंड बदल गया। 3 महीनों बाद चेंज होने वाला फैशन कंपनीज को काफी स्लो लगने लगा।
अगर लोग 3 महीने बाद शॉपिंग करने लगे तो प्रॉफिट कैसे हुआ? इसलिए इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ फास्ट फैशन।
इस कॉन्सेप्ट ने एक साल में 4 सीजन्स नहीं, एक साल में 12 सीजन्स लाए। हर महीने नए फैशन शोज किए और नया नया स्टाइल इंट्रोड्यूस किया। ये मॉडल सुपर्ब था। ज्यादा स्टाइल्स यानी ज्यादा सेल्स यानी ज्यादा प्रॉफिट्स, और ज्यादा प्रॉफिट्स यानी कंपनीज मालामाल। प्लान तो बढ़िया है। वॉटसन एंड वुल्फ कहते हैं कि यूरोप में साल 2000 के आसपास साल में 2 फैशन कलेक्शंस लॉन्च होते थे। 2011 में ये नंबर 5 कलेक्शंस पर ईयर हो गया। अब H&M जैसे ब्रांड्स 12 से 16 कलेक्शंस हर साल लॉन्च करते हैं और ज़ारा जैसे ब्रांड्स तो 24 कलेक्शंस, यानी लिटरली हर 15 दिनों में फैशन बदलती है।
लेकिन इस प्लान को सक्सेसफुल करने के लिए 2 चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट थी। एक कि मैन्युफैक्चरर्स कपड़े जल्द से जल्द बनाए और दूसरा कि कस्टमर्स कपड़े उतनी ही जल्दी डिस्कार्ड भी करें।
आज इस सिस्टम की वजह से एक एवरेज अमेरिकन हर साल 30 किलोग्राम कपड़े कचरे में फेंक देता है। एक और स्टडी कहता है कि एक एवरेज अमेरिकन साल में 68 गारमेंट्स खरीदता है। हर साल 92 मिलियन टन टेक्सटाइल वेस्ट जनरेट होता है, जिससे 1700
I'd
शिप्स
like
भर
you to pause here,
और
please.
कपड़े कचरे में।
All right, I am going to leave behind the links with the organizers, and I really recommend that you watch these videos on fast fashion because you'll really be able to understand the impact of it. 92 million tons of waste. Where are we going to live if we keep going on like this? And later on in this video, he also explains that even if we extend our usage of one piece of fabric by a few months, 4 to 5 months or 6 to 7 months, we are reducing the impact that we are contributing to the planet in terms of this waste by 30% just by extending the life of that fabric. All right. So I'm going to share some solutions that I gathered based on, the literature and the videos that I've seen. All right. Can we move to the next and the last slide? All right. One is always shop from ethical and sustainable fashion brands. You saw earlier on in one of the videos that acrylic, polyester, a lot of plastic is being used. Can we buy organic fabric? All right. I know I have a lot of friends who look into this. All right. And I've started and switched completely to organic brands and organic fashion and organic fabrics. This is something that I would like to consider for myself gradually. All right. Because first of all, I want to consider the first thing that the second thing, which is buying less. All right. Use your clothes for a longer period of time. Buy all season wear, something that can be worn on different seasons, in different seasons, even our shoes. All right. Even our clothes, if we can buy something that would work throughout and maybe have one fabric that can, or one piece of cloth that can protect us from the cold. All right. Repurpose our clothing. I think in India, we are very famous for this. We use all our mums and mum-in-laws saris to create and redesign clothes. I think that's such a wonderful practice. Can we repurpose our clothes and wear them in different ways? There's so many people who convert their denims into shorts. I think that's such a cute, thoughtful idea of creating a new fashion with the same piece of fabric. All right. The next thing that I'm going to suggest is normalize repeating clothes. A lot of celebrities are promoting this. If you go online and check out Deepika Padukone, a lot of Western celebrities who are encouraging us to repeat our clothes because, I think fashion has become something which kind of brings our self-esteem to us. That, oh, listen, we are abreast of the latest. we can do anything, as far as the latest fashion is concerned. So very important thing, let's be comfortable in our skin. Our self-esteem and our confidence does not come from clothes, it comes from our character. So let's stop repeating, buying constantly and repeat our clothes and be comfortable about it. Another trend that has been followed abroad, and I think it will be wonderful if we can have this over here, renting clothes on occasion and events. I don't know how many of us have our very big special event clothes, like, our marriage sari, or, our marriage clothes. I know it can be a sensitive topic for many of us, that how can you ask us to rent clothes for our wedding? But imagine you are going to spend probably lakhs of rupees on it and going to wear it only once in your life. We could be having that thing in our cupboards lying around for years and years, and it's never been going to be used. All right. So think about it. I'm not saying do all of this, or if you're not doing all of this, you're probably being unethical. I'm just asking you to think of one way or two ways in which you can transform. All right. Buy clothes from thrift stores. I think, when I was studying in London, I was doing my master's in London. I used to visit these thrift stores. All right. Now, back in India, in my city, Mumbai, now I live in Hyderabad, of course, but we never used, the autumn jackets or the winter jackets. It was never used by me. All right. Or the kind of sweaters. I had thrift stores over there to go to and use it for a year. There were so many students who went back to their home countries and shared their winter wear with me. All right. What's wrong if it is, cleaned properly, used properly, in a good condition? Can we look at the possibility of using and recycling and repurposing clothes? Donate clothes in good condition. All right. Even using it for younger siblings. I remember, once a friend shared that, I wanted to be able to afford new clothes for my children. All right. And she found it very saddening that, she couldn't buy new clothes for her younger daughter. All right. Now, imagine we take it so emotionally when we can't buy new clothes. But does our esteem come from clothes? Then we need to start reflecting about our life, because there's so much more depth to us as human beings than just our clothes. All right. Donate clothes to NGOs. I mentioned a few, and I'm sure if you go online and if you see in your own respective countries, for example, there's an organization called Goonj over here that utilizes donated clothes for creating sanitary wear. There's Green Souls that utilizes sports shoes and recycles it and gives it to the rural youth. All right. Or if I'm not mistaken, they donate it to the needy. All right. So look for NGOs, look for organizations in your country who can look at donating these clothes to the people who need them. On that note, I am leaving you with that one bright idea. I've given a couple of suggestions. Even if you pick up one or two, I'm sure we're going to contribute in a major way to the transformation of our planet and create a sustainable Earth. Thank you so much.
Can I just take not much time and just you have spoken very well about clothing and our lifestyle changes, which we have to do immediately to implement it. Also, I would like to add on, like there are lot of weavers now, handloom clothes. Go for handloom, go for non-chemical, dyes, where you can, these weavers, you get these products from them. They're eco-friendly. They are very much usable. And these can be traditionally you can pass it on to your next generation also. The saris, the weaves, which India has so much of this one. So Shireen, recently, just to there are
That's such a wonderful idea,
weavers.
Padmaja ji.
Yeah. So weavers
Yeah,
are
thank you
coming
so
first
much.
time, recently. Yeah. So why don't you up now go? There is also recent one, local going vocal, right? Something we heard about a vocal going local or something. There is Nara, which is we voice out and we talk about, we stop this menace, and we have to control like handlooms. Apna handlooms, because they also need life, because most of them recently the weavers not able to sustain, they are ending up their lives. So focus has to be given, like don't go for foreign goods, rather take up the Indian, encourage these weavers, and there can be lot which we can implement immediately, all this. So Shireen, if I'm like, I can connect you to the weavers in Australia where they are coming first time, some of them not even taking a passport for a national handloom day which is happening on August 7th. I can connect you, and you can do much wonders on that note. So I'm
Thank you.
thankful again.
Sure,
Thank you so
Padmaja
much for
ji.
your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Padmana ji, for that wonderful thought, wonderful idea. Yes, we are talking about organically grown, we are talking about naturally grown fabrics, and handloom is such a wonderful option for us, especially in India. I'd just like to put one demarcation and distinction is that, we are not talking about don't go foreign, don't buy things from abroad. We are talking about buying organic and naturally grown fabric, all right, or clothes made with that, all right, irrespective of whichever country is being using it. In fact, you will be surprised to know a lot many people abroad, people from other countries are taking on to the fabrics in India. They are looking forward to wearing what we are wearing because they know that it is sustainable fabric and sustainable clothing. All right, so we can also adopt from other parts of the world provided it is natural and not harmful for the world, for the planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashraf. I would say your presentation and your way of getting us from a shock to a solution mode was really, really worthwhile. And getting everyone around us know that, if there's a life with a shock, then there's a solution where we can basically come out of that shock as well. So thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It was my pleasure.
That's the reason I was saying I'm looking forward to Ashraf's presentation, because has to be
That
out of the box. So as you were speaking, sorry I went off because I was seeing a patient, but I think to sum up what you said, it's no
Mhm.
tree, no food, no land, no life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very true.
Absolutely. So beautifully said. And I'm really, a lot of gratitude to all of you and all the people around the world who have stayed up for this last part of the presentation. And Dr. Naba, thank you so much for, I know you have your OPD waiting and still you got on to staying with the presentation. I'm sure all of you others also have a lot many commitments. So I'm really grateful to you and the universe for this opportunity. Thank you.
I
Thanks
would
to
say
you,
thanks
Ashwati.
everyone from the bottom of my heart for accepting my invitation to be a part of this wonderful event on World Environment Day today. I know it's pretty late for each and every one of you around the globe with timing. So please, sincere apologies from my side, but sincere thanks and gratitude from my side for you all being over here. Thank you so much. And just before I leave you all on this closing note, I would like to say something that empowering and protecting women is not only important for their sake, but also for lasting peace. When women are able to speak up and contribute to greater peace in their home countries, they can contribute to greater peace across borders, regions, and also to the world. So that's all from my side. Thank you so much once again, every
Thank
one of
you.
you. And we'll meet soon with a new webinar very soon. So thank you. Have a great, wonderful year and God bless everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Shirin.
you.